So I have the Shin-Sen-Gumi, pardon me, because I suck at saying things, Hakata Ramen, and I've already started the water up to a fairly good rolling boil, which is the first step. Bring water to a rolling boil and put the soup packet into the pot about 5 minutes. Alright? So, this is Shin-Sen-Gumi's famous bone broth. It's frozen, so as you can see, when stuff freezes, things happen. So we're going to unfreeze it for about 5 minutes, and we're going to let it cook for 5 minutes. Alright then, we'll come back. So one of the things I'm already impressed about is that I showed you that the frozen bag looked like it had chunks. I'm really already happy that there's no chunks in the bag yet. I mean, it's been all unfrozen. It's all smooth and silky. I also put the frozen chasu in. There's no instructions on the box about that, but that's okay. It's kind of at your own discretion. I personally don't like eating cold meat, but you know, if you do, you do. This is going to go into the bowl first. Now, one of the things it says is to simultaneously, as you can see I don't speak very well, cook the noodles. I only have on my induction stove because the stove down below is actually dead. I can only do one pot at a time, so it's soup first, then the noodles, then I decorate. Alright, so I'll see you back in a couple of minutes when I'm cooking the noodles. Bye! Alright, so I had to turn off my stove. The water is just bubbling a little too much. But this is the broth, and it's pretty silky. I'm going to pour it into my bowl over here, where my chasu. Alright, next up is the noodles. I'm turning on my stove, my induction cooker again. And there are no real directions in terms of temperature, but it's basically noodle boiling time. Very hard, regular, soft. I like hard, so I'm going to be doing it for 30 seconds. You do not cook it in the bag. Cooking in the bag is a bad idea. So, water's already pretty hot from the soup base, so do this carefully. Do not splash, do it so you don't burn yourself. There we go. So now we just give them a little stir because we don't want them to stick. So I'm doing it for 30 seconds. It's just really enough just to really heat the noodles because they are frozen. Everything comes as individual frozen packets. So you have your broth, you have your chasu, and you have your noodles. And the noodle timer is going off in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I'm in a pandemic. I am improvising. Deal with it. Alright, that's all my noodles. Yeah, that's all my noodles. Shake. Dish. And voila! We got ourselves a meal. Alright, let's give it a try. So normally you can decorate it however you want. I'm not very fancy with that, so I like just the noodles. I have my beef, my chasu, so technically my pork, and the broth. So let's try the broth first. It's actually pretty good, you know, for being frozen. I mean, normally, and it's a pandemic, so it comes with a bit of a trade-off. All right, next up, noodles. I know I'm using a spoon. Okay. Springy, chewy, pretty good. All right, now here's a little bit of the pork. It's been cooked. You know, for frozen pork, that's really not bad. That's actually really good. Alright. Well, remember, the name of the brand is the Shin-Sen-Gumi Hakata Ramen. Alright then, see you next time.